Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. Stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me. I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win. I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Working hella hard until I get just what I want, yeah. Rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooter's gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot until I've won, yeah. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me. I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win, yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I am the Dreadist, and welcome to my humble abode, the shop of all horror and dread. Please take a seat and enjoy the show, because today we are revisiting the Hideaway, looking for some flotsam with the gnomes. But first, let me welcome my viewers. Apparently, someone already got quite frightened. Let me see. Where is my cursor? Oh, congratulations, Schmoozer, on being the first. And also thank you for joining the stream for the 116th time. So nice of you. Wow, nightmares. Indeed, nightmares. Welcome in, Uriday. Oh, someone is on a 40 stream streak. Oh my, thank you so much, Schmoozer. Let me see, what do you have here? Oh, that is me peeking, and that is you with... Is that a tiny fire I see there? Calcifer, is that you? What are you doing with Schmoozer? I told you, Schmoozer, no playing with fire, that's dangerous for you and your fur. But it's nice to see that you regrew the fur on your ears and your tail and your hair since the accident. We don't talk about it. Calcifer is telling me secrets. Ooh. Are you two going to cook something maybe? Or is that too much of a stereotype? So let me see what we do today. I should get my controller. Let's start it up. Little nightmares. Yeah, victims. Victims of what? Victims of fire? Arson, perhaps? Because today, since I'm replaying the second DLC, we are going to fuel an engine and give something to munch on for the fire in the furnace. Because no, I am not giving up. I am going to find those collectibles. But first, let's wait for the game to load and flashbang us with the Bandai logo. Thank you very much, Bandai. Still a lovely song this soundtrack is. So, let's do a bit of a quick recap, not for story related purposes, but to explain the reason of why I am here replaying this chapter for the second time. I am very committed to catching every stream, even if I have hardly any time and or am not at home. Yes, Schmoozer is rather committed to the cause, and I do appreciate that a lot. Also, she's trying to save up some million points for some redeem I don't even have. But I have to think of something for 1,000,000 points or more. I don't even know how many points she has. It's kind of concerning. You will not get rid of my points. 81k. Oh goodness. Would it be weird if I had to make my redeems more expensive to deal with the inflation? And by that I mean the fact that Schmoozer is hoarding most of the points. You see, that's a really strange economy for most people, but points should be spent, and the fact that she has so many, ooh, it's dangerous. No, don't do it. I'm a collector. Well, you would still be a collector, except your collection wouldn't be worth much. Well, welcome in, Nekio. I see your finger already arrived. What about the rest of you? I don't know if Nekio is streaming today, honestly. I never can remember the schedules of streamers. Well, to be perfectly honest, I hardly remember my own. I sometimes really do have to check what I'm going to stream. And that's why I just have all the games downloaded. Nekio streams. Oh, I see. I see what is happening here. You're faced with greatness and it's strange. But I mean, I know what is happening here. Nekio just comes in here like it's nothing and boops my nose. And you know what that calls for. Dread, during the last year I used up 140k points in total. I mean, that's maybe a good balance. Like you spend around 2/3 of it and you save 1/3. The Twitch recap told me. The Twitch recap included how many points you spend on my specific streams. That's oddly specific. But back to the finger. We have to retaliate. But I don't know how. Okay, what could I do on Nekio's stream? Well, I could give him a kiss. Look, it's not my idea. It's a redeem on his channel. But I don't think that would give the right message. Oh, my mistake. I mixed up the spent and collected. Oh, goodness. You collected even more. 548 hours watched. I think last year I streamed a total of 666 hours. I even posted about this on Blue Sky because I found it interesting. And it wasn't on purpose. And it's not necessarily the final number because, you see, I did that recap thing in the middle of December, I think, so it should be closer to 700, but hey, that's still a nice number, and you were here throughout most of it. Thank you so much. Collected 140k, spent 87k. Now wait a moment. I'm no mathematician, but those numbers are not adding up. Mostly because we should subtract them. But here's the thing. If you collected 140k and spent 87k, then that means you should have 53,000 points. However, you just admitted that you have 81. So that means you have 28,000 points unaccounted for. Are you maybe getting points from some illegal sources? Laundering Twitch points? You know? Channel point evasion tax? No, tax evasion. Is that what's happening here? Wait, that's possible? I think everything is possible when it comes to you. And we both know I'm right. So where did you get those 27,000 points? And don't tell me that you got them in less than a month. Because that, I think, is impossible. Since the recap to now, 450 for watch streak each time. But you also use your points. You redeem hydrate and stretch. So how is that possible? 350 for spending. And I'm a sub. Ooh, good to know. Kinky. Yes. Yes, go on. Means 1.2 times multiplier. Well, I just happen to know that on average you can collect 220 points an hour, because I checked for one of my new redeems. Meaning that if you have a 1.2 times multiplier, then let's pull up the calculator. 220 times 1.2 is 264. Now, since, let's call it the middle of December to now, that's 1 month. 1 week I stream 3 times. In 1 month we have 4 weeks, and actually during the holidays it wasn't always 3 times a week, but let's be generous. So that would be 4 times 3, that is 12. So we multiply this by 12. That is 3,168 points. If I add to it 12 times, let's add those. I'm looking at you closely. 450. We add that 12 times for each new stream. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That is 8,568 points. And you haven't spent a dime. I don't know how. Plus 700 for the bits. Okay, let's add 700. I didn't even know. Wait, I didn't know you get points for bits. Okay, let's add 700. That is 9,268. And if I take the 27,000, you should know where you got from. That means you are still trying to explain more than 17,000 points. 350 each month for one-time spending. It's only been 1 month. You are still trying to explain more than 17,000. So, Schmoozer, are you or are you not getting points for my channel through dubious means? I don't know how the math is working. I just collect the points in Twitch. I see. So you are certainly not running some Twitch channel point laundering behind the scenes. Totally innocent. I see. But then again, during Nakio's late night stream, you admitted that you are anything but innocent. Dread, if I could do this, I would for other channels. Well, how do I know if you have hundreds of thousands of points on other channels? I'm only talking about mine. You have a suspiciously large amount of points, and I do appreciate that a lot. But then again, if you're doing anything naughty, I would love to know. Wait. Okay. I'm waiting. Would you like a 5-minute recess? The recap only counts 2025. Uh-oh. My case is slowly falling apart, she realized. What about the points before? Alright, yeah. Yeah, you've been following me for 1.5 years. Right. So you are implying that you brought over a few thousand points from the year before? Possible? Yes? I think that is one case dismissed. I was so close. Well, I'm not Phoenix, that's for sure. But I can feel the burn. Ah, that was rather fun. I don't talk about Raiden's points on my channel. I think that's in a whole other category. You see, if you are a millionaire on my channel, he is a billionaire on yours. But I think he's always there. Which I actually don't know how he does, but he always seems to be there when you stream. I don't know how. I think what is happening is he has sources, you see, some sensitive information he has access to, so he knows when you will go live even before anyone else, maybe even you. He just knows it already. It's interesting. He's hanging out a lot with me. Yes. I think he has that insider scoop. Like a scoop of ice cream. That actually reminds me of a short video that came my way today on YouTube of a concept that I heard before. And that is how in America, more specifically the USA, you can somewhat accurately guess if the country is up to something that involves a larger military action based on the number of pizza that is ordered during overtime to the Pentagon. And that's a real thing. It was more apparent during the Cold War, actually. As far as I know, the Russians actually paid attention to how many pizza orders were going to or were delivered to the Pentagon. And the idea is that during the meetings and all the work they are doing before a big action, they are doing overtime and they want to eat something. So what better than ordering a pizza? So sometimes you can get some insider information just by carefully observing. Would you believe that? It's almost as if you know some VTubers and can guess when they will go live even before they go live. There are some rather interesting techniques. But enough of that. As I said, enough about points. Furnace time. Or in the word. Now that's a tricky one. Again, why is it a tricky one? I know exactly what it means. It means a bell tower. tower containing a bell, like the one in Resident Evil 2, I would say. Now, why it is tricky is the pronunciation. Because if you just look at it, maybe you would guess, well, it is bell fry. Doesn't make much sense. We are frying a bell, maybe, but, you know, bell as in bell, well, it's a bell tower, right? It must be correct. No, it isn't. It is bell free. With a short E, not a long one, as in free. But that's a lovely word. I heard it in a recap of a movie on YouTube, actually. Random lyrics. Ooh, Bad Habits by Ed Sheeran. Or Sheeran? I never know the names. Like a certain monster at 4 p.m. I don't think that's much of a surprise to anyone. I think I did one surprise stream last year, and a certain person was rather surprised by it, and maybe she was worried she would lose her stream streak. Who knows? Now, yes, it almost fucked up my stream watch streak. That's how you can scare a schmoozer. So, with these lyrics, I have to say that the real meaning of the song is probably not how I look at it. Because when it comes to bad habits, most of the songs would be about drugs and alcohol and all that. But I look at it as different kind of bad habits. And it can be understood in that way as well, because it says, my bad habits lead to late nights ending alone. And for me, that would be probably my own, I wouldn't necessarily say style, but my lack of trusting towards people that might lead to loneliness. And it follows up so nicely, conversations with a stranger I barely know, which is one way to get rid of that loneliness for a moment. Even though I learned throughout the years it means so little. And obviously, because habits are like an addiction, they go on swearing this will be the last, but it probably won't. Which is so true for everything that you do. If you are in the habit of doing something, it's really difficult to stop, and you might even keep going even if you don't necessarily want to. And it doesn't have to be something that you can chemically get addicted to, like drugs or alcohol or something like that. Even a game can cause addiction, because it becomes a comfort, even, interestingly, if you don't like the game anymore, because it's just something that you are used to, and people prefer to stay in their comfort zone rather than leave it. And sometimes that can mean trying out a new game. I got nothing left to lose or use or do, which kind of shows the bottom of the barrel rocking or hitting rock bottom. My bad habit not to hydrate leads to headache, yes. But it's so difficult to change that. Reconnect. What do you mean? Did I lose connection? Rats! What is going on? Wait, no, my internet is actually good for once. Stop scaring me like that. Oh, goodness. Oh, the controller. Oh, yes. Oh, goodness. Your controller lost connection. Yes, I know. Thank you. Oh, goodness. You people scaring me like that. Well, let's see what we have. So we have flotsam. People are scary indeed. You don't have to tell me. It's fascinating because even though I love horror, and to be perfectly honest, I don't get scared. I just play with the idea sometimes. I can learn so much from people because they can be just terrifying sometimes. Crazy. People are scary indeed. A scared monster. I think it's not necessarily my monster nature that is important here, but the fact that I'm streaming. And as much as I have the mindset of not worrying about things that I have no control over, because it's pointless, I still find it rather frustrating when I'm facing either connection issues or technological problems. But what if I tell you anyways? Now you can do that. Obviously, you can do that. Song lyrics. Oh, they say all teenagers scare the living shit out of me. I think I know that song. They could care less as long as someone will bleed. So darken your clothes or strike a violent pose. Maybe they'll leave you alone, but not me. I do believe that song is actually called Teenagers. Ooh. I want to say it's My Chemical Romance? I'm not sure. It was a long time ago. Yeah. It is. A long time ago it was. 18 years old, the video on YouTube. Ow. Yes. Wasn't that a long time ago? I do really like the line "another cog in the murder machine." Release date 2006. Oh yes. It's rather interesting. When it comes to dates, recently on Blue Sky, Good made a post about how something is, I do believe, turning 20 years old, and so they made themselves feel old. And so I started thinking for a moment, and I realized that Fatal Frame, or Project Zero in certain areas, or Zero in Japan, because we love regional titles, is turning 25 this year, the first game releasing in 2001. Lovely horror franchise. Tomb Raider, starring Lara Croft, is also turning 30, actually. having an anniversary, and Resident Evil is celebrating its 30th birthday this year as well. And I am ancient. Smart Dreadist. So, a bit of an interesting thing here. I lost track of time itself. Oh, you are not alone. I'm terrible when it comes to time. Absolutely terrible. I don't know how so quickly things just go by. And that's in one way a good thing. It's a good property of time, that it never stops, right? As long as you're alive, you can always try again, change, all that. But on the other hand, it really feels like you just have to keep running and trying to keep up with time, and sometimes it feels like I just lost the race. There is actually a song about that. It's a Bob Dylan song, I do believe. How does it go? People are crazy and things are change. No. I have to think about that for a moment, but it's a good memory exercise. People are crazy and times are strange. I'm locked in tight, I'm out of range. I used to care, but things have changed. It's a really good line about how, well, you care for a time, but after so much, you just don't care anymore. Wow, no thinking to just translate the emote to word. Yes, that is my emoticon. So, today, we are recovering flotsam. And that's an interesting thing, I looked it up. I knew that flotsam means just all sorts of debris floating in water. But apparently it's more specific than that. Because flotsam is any kind of item or debris that comes from a wreckage of a ship or a boat or something like that. And it has, I don't want to say a synonym. In a way, it's more like the opposite of it, and that is jetsam. So we have flotsam and jetsam. Now, jetsam is any items or things that are thrown overboard to lighten the load on a ship in special extreme cases. And that is interesting because there's an inherent difference between the two. Flotsam are lost. It's not purposefully in the water. It got lost or a ship sank. Whereas jetsam, even though maybe unwillingly so, but was thrown into the water. So, using that logic, these bottles are in the water by accident. They were somewhere else. Maybe they were washed away, but they are not here because someone wanted to get them here. And why I find it interesting, because in the first chapter, you might remember, most of the rooms are partially flooded. So it makes sense that the bottles are called flotsam, even though not all of them are in a flooded area. I think one was actually in a sink, so let's call that a semi-wet environment. But here, the entire hideaway is dry. It's rather the opposite of the previous, the depth chapter, because we have a furnace, we have fire, and everything is covered in coal dust. But still, the developers kept this name, and that's why I actually decided to call today's stream Beached Flotsam, because I'm assuming these bottles were surrounded by water at one point, but it seems they were washed up onto the shores of the mole. I will try to add more. Now those are emojis, but I guess you want the exact emoticons. Well, the first would be happy. The second, I'm having indecent flashbacks. Let's call it hesitant. And the third one is neutral, or peace, angry, or anger and love as mental training. I do like the idea of including emoticons in text. It is not formal, obviously, but it's a fun idea because they have a meaning. And if you think about it, letters themselves are symbols. It's only that, well, based on your language, we associate certain sounds with them. But if you think about it, emoticons and letters are rather similar, except an emoticon, being more complex, has the meaning of an entire word. So maybe they are closer to a kanji. Emotes or symbols. Oh, that's what that wanted to be. Oh, don't rage bait me. Do what now? I really don't understand this language the youths use today. Rage bait, what is that? Maybe that's like a fishing term. You take some rage and put it on the hook, and that's the bait for the fish? What is a rage? I just learned it. Congratulations, you are officially hip, or whatever the cool kids say these days. I'm not sure. I really got lost. Making someone on purpose angry. But then that is definitely not what is happening here, because first of all, I don't know how I would make you angry, and it was definitely not on purpose. But alright. So let's start this up. Because you see, I played this lovely chapter once and twice, and now for the third time as well. And I hope I will find the missing 2 bottles, because the first time around I found 3, and then I replayed, looking everywhere, and I found exactly a 0. And I was thinking, should I continue with the story? Or should I keep looking for the collectibles? And obviously I want to continue with the story, even though I know where it is going. But that would be the easy way out. Sometimes you have to really work for your success, more often than not. So we are looking for these lovely bottles. Who knows, maybe we can find something interesting along the way. Get appreciated monster. Now you see, that is rage baiting. Not that it will work. So, let's see what we have here. We still have our flashlight, because the janitor was ever so nice and didn't take it. Or he was just a bit lazy and wrapped us up. Yeah, I think it's more of that. So I looked around here before, but here's the thing. I looked around everywhere, as far as I could think about possible hiding areas for these bottles, and I didn't find them. So there are 2 options here. One, I didn't look in the right places, or 2, I looked in the right places, I just missed what I was looking for. And that's the time where it is a good idea, when you are facing a problem and you spent some decent effort on solving that problem, but you just can't. So what can you do then? Well, maybe the solution is trying a different approach. So today we are trying a different approach. There's a tiny hole there. I really don't think I can fit in there. Now can I maybe move this? Because this is a perfectly fine mine cart filled with coal. Doesn't seem like I can. Ooh, wait, there's something up there. What's up there? That was a gnome. Boxes. So I thought about these, but I can't open these. Even though we see a gnome right there who will hide in it like so, but I don't think we can open it. Alright. Now I don't think the bottle will be in this area. I will be honest. But if we are here, we might as well make the best of our time and look around. You know, this is the time when I start to have dangerous ideas about where I could hide certain things. And they are dangerous because I can hide things in rather odd areas. But I always kind of stop myself and say, yeah, well, they could have hit something in a really, really odd, hard to reach place, but then again, they are making a game, and I think they kind of sort of want at least a good portion of the players to find these things, as opposed to maybe one or two insane individuals. So I think I actually opened this, or I couldn't open it? Apparently no. Oh, we have photos here? Interesting. I think my hungry dog is dangerous to itself. Dog tries to get my chocolate. I don't think the doggo necessarily knows that chocolate is bad for itself. I'm not sure, honestly, what things dogs can eat. I heard about a few, like chocolate. Now I can climb up here. And I climbed up here before. And for some odd reason, we crouch here. I don't know why. It makes me wonder why can we get up here? What's the point? Is there something I'm missing here? As far as I can see, that's the ceiling. There is no hole in this wall or this wall, and I cannot jump. So I will conclude that there's nothing here. And that's what I meant by insane ideas, that sometimes I find areas that I find interesting and maybe a good spot to hide collectibles, but there's nothing in those areas, and so I wonder, am I missing something? And definitely I am. If you wanna, I can check out the guide. Not yet. I will try to look around because I have an idea, at least for one. Yes, little gnome. Oh, right. And this absolutely wonderful soundtrack of the gnomes. Fly! Thank you! Nah. Nah, can't go up there. No, I remember closing this door before, but that won't stop me from doing it again. Door! Thank you. Yes, I looked at those. Is there anything here? Maybe there is, but I can't see what is there. Come on, come on. There you go. Is there anything behind here? Not that I can see. Now again, let's not forget. They can hide things in little cracks in the wall, and I don't know what's there, but apparently not much. There you go, buddy. Yeah, my aim is not the best. I think even this piece of fabric or paper on the ground is not here just as a design element, but to show you that you have to stand on it in order for the gnome to be able to catch the handle. But let's test that. Yes, and I can even grab onto the gnome and help them down. Nothing here. Also, when I jump, the gnome jumps. When I crouch, the gnome crouches. You're adorable. Nah. I can't pull myself up. I can sometimes climb up on drawer handles and also shelves. So for example, here I can't jump onto the top of this thing, and I can't reach that. Now it's tricky, but I don't think there's anything there. But it is tricky to see certain areas, and that's again brings up a question whether is it just hidden in plain sight, or I'm just imagining things and there is nothing there. Now there was one bottle right there, and I got that. So that is why I think on our way to the furnace there is nothing else to be found. Yes, you do that. I look around, not that I think there's much here. Oh, right. I forgot your accountant friend. Come on. Shift's over. You are free of your paperwork prison. And yes, I did test it. They can push that piece of luggage onto your head, and yes, it does kill you. You are welcome, you don't have to try that now. And here you can go back and find, hopefully, the first bottle. I'm glad it never happened to me. Well, because you are not a mad old monster who tries to test physics by standing underneath falling objects. What's wrong with you? You are shivering, or you are stuck in place. One of the two. Now let's push. I'm mad, but not crazy. So I thought maybe something underneath the staircase, but I don't see anything there. I also checked behind the door previously, and with that we reach this room. And right next to this room we will have the furnace, the smaller of the two furnaces. And from this area we can go in two directions. Yes, I know you are pointing there, and you are adorable. I want to... Wow, I can't. They wouldn't let me hug them until I pull the lever. Nah. I still have the idea that this is an exit from somewhere, but I'm not sure. Where we need to go to reach it. Calm down, game. Camera is going a bit all over the place, but yes, it wants to show what opened. So here again, this is one of those areas where, yes, you can come in here, but you won't see a darn thing. So first I'm going left because I have an idea. It is a crazy idea. So, first of all, don't see anything here. We have some rope here and a bucket, and obviously a noose, because nooses are nice. Even though tying some of those knots can certainly be a bit of a nuisance. But this is actually not a hangsman's noose, because the rope is only going around maybe once or twice, and I think on those it should be around 5 or 6 times. Now, let's see. I cannot open this, which makes me wonder, but that's okay. Nothing here, even though this is pretty high, so there could be something up there. But you are not free of my puns. You will never be free of my puns. I wouldn't have it any other way. Now, here we have some toys and wooden block and some random items, and we can go underneath the stairs, which really makes me wonder if these stairs are properly stable. Ow. But then again, the runaway kid is rather small. Be right back, don't you worry about it. I will just continue on my merry way, looking around. So this is the area that leads to the janitor's workshop. Now we have those shelves up high, but we really have no way to reach them. Maybe if I could lower one of those hanged doors, but for now it seems we have nothing we can do. So let's use our considerable weight. Oh, Kin! Mr. Janitor, there's a hole in the floor. Oh, you don't care. Okay. So here, I mean, they could have hit something, right? I mean, what's the point of this entire little ledge, right? I think I walked right into a spider web. My bad. I do apologize, Mr. and Mrs. Spider. I mean, that is their home. Every time you walk into a spider web, you are ruining someone's home. Anything here? Now this would be an unlikely place, I'd say. Oh, this is interesting. I can stand up there. But I can also stand up here because I am standing between the beams. But why this would be an unlikely place is because most of the time we can clearly see the bottle, the collectible, and the way to it. So I don't think the developers hit it that terribly. Oh, oh, that wasn't wood. I thought I stepped onto the wooden floor. That could have been a problem. Don't see anything there. I don't see anything there, even though the lamp could be hiding something, but then again, there is that string. Could maybe do something there. Oh, what you doing? What you doing there, Mr. Janitor? Oh, I see. It is rather impressive that even though he cannot see, he finds all the items. And it also makes it interesting because he is facing towards the workbench and he just reaches to the side and picks something off of the shelf. And that's a bit strange because normally people look the way they are reaching because they want to see what they are reaching for, right? But he cannot see, so it makes perfect sense that he doesn't need to look at the shelf to pick something off of it, since it wouldn't help him at all. And that is nice. It shows the attention to detail that the developers had for the character and the game. Definitely a really nice touch. Now I went there, and that is a completely pointless area in theory, which makes me wonder if it really is. But then again, let's not forget that in this area, in this area we do have a collectible of sorts for a trophy. Do I have an evil hydration plan? Maybe. But do you have an evil hydration plan? Maybe for yourself? I did test that we cannot hurt ourselves with the saw blade. Even though it is rusty, it is extremely safe. And there we have the wooden carving of the gnome. But nothing else. Oh, right, I forgot. We have to go around. Now, as long as I am on the fabric, I am safe-ish. Oh, my poor king got hung up there. by the tail. That is not good for their spine. Do not pick up animals by their tail. I think the only animal that doesn't mind it as much would be the possum, because they can actually hang like that, but I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. Do your research if you want to pick up a possum as such. Not that it is a good idea with a wild possum. They might get angry because it is rather rude to do such a thing. I can't find anything here, I can't find anything here. Yeah, we have that area, and that is where I want to go. Because that is where my idea leads me to. Nothing here. Now, there could be something underneath here, right? I still find this rather odd, whatever this is. This orange-red item. But I can't go in there. Fine, fine. Doors. Boxes. And we have to get there. Oh, hello there, Kin. Did you just go through the door? Okay. My poor kin are so slim around here. With little food, they can just go through walls and doors. Okay, now what do I have here? Okay, now we're going to do a little dance. So first we crouch down. You don't want to crouch down. Okay, then we jump. And we jump. And we jump. And jump. And jump. And jump. You don't want to jump? Maybe I need to be closer. Come on. Come on, kiddo. You can do it. Come on, you already did it once. So you could do it, but now you can't. Mighty interesting, I have to say. Kiddo, what's wrong? Alright, let's try a bit of a running start, maybe? Alright. Just missed it. Don't you worry, little one. You're safe. As long as I'm here, you're safe. Now, we will get there, but I don't think there's anything hidden there. Stop walking around in circles. Evil hydration? Wow. Yes. Hydration can be evil for some. There you go. Now, I have a crazy idea. You see, this area is rather interesting. We have this bookshelf. Not much there. We have this box. Not really interesting. We have this door, but this leads to a room with no collectible as far as I can tell. And we have this. Now there's a rope going up. And so I was wondering, could I go up on that rope? Now my original idea was that I lower the cart fully, and then what happens, because it gets detached, the cart stays down and the rope goes up like a spring mechanism. So I turned this crank all the way down and tried to run and grab onto the rope in time before the rope went up back again, but it didn't work. And so I got the idea, what if I don't lower the cart all the way so it cannot detach? Oh, that's rather interesting. It goes back up. So let's try to do this. We don't want it to go completely down. Just down enough so we can grab onto the rope. And that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. I mean, we died. It wasn't bad. Now, I'm not sure if I can even grab onto that rope, but I certainly will try. Because like this, that metal piece above us, you can stand on that. I tried that. I never managed to actually remain on it. I think I can turn it a bit more. Actually, we still have plenty of room to go. I don't want to overdo it, because once it detaches, we are kind of in a bad situation. Okay, I will have to memorize where we have to be exactly to jump. So it doesn't really matter where we are on this side. What matters is on this side. So we should be here. So there is a line right here that I'm walking along. And there's this railing. And we should be kind of in the middle. Okay. So I can turn this once. And I think twice. Like so. And now we come here and we jump. Okay, so we are here. I cannot grab this rope, which is a problem. Because that, to me, seems like my idea is not correct. And that is concerning. So this is not the way to do it. Apparently you cannot go up there. Okay, let's try the different way. So let's get it down all the way, but not detach it. Like so. Is it on the ground? I can't see it. No, it's not on the ground yet. You see, and now it comes up and it goes further up than it was. And that's why I got this idea that what if I could go up with it? I don't think we have the time. I think I can do this jump if that platform is still physically there. But the problem is, once you try it, it throws you back to the other side, to the left, and you can try again, because it's all the way up there. and you can't return there. And that's my problem, that you can't come back. There is something there. What is that? Is that a beam? I think that is a beam. But wait, there is a hole here. Why is there a hole here? Hello? Oh, wait. I jumped onto something? Apparently not. There is a hole here. But there's nothing in it. And I tried to go up there, and I couldn't. And I can't see what's here either because of this beam. Now here, this is a really dark room. I think I climbed up. I'm not necessarily sure because it's so dark. What the heck is that? It was a can. Okay. Not much here. There's something here. Not what I'm looking for. A drawer. A closed door. A chair. Drawings. Could I go up there? Would it make sense to go up there? It's really difficult to do parkour when you can't see what you're doing, by the way. So there is this area here in the back. And I think it's mostly empty. I'm going around pressing the interaction button. Now up there I don't see anything, and I really don't see any way to go up there either, so I will say there's nothing there. As I figured out, this is from the main game. This is maybe where the janitor wraps the children. This is the room with the TV. You can see it on the left, in the back, with the crank. This is where Six turns on the TV to get the crank to pull up, I do believe, the piano. That is that the boss fight area with the janitor? I think it is. And that is Six trying to get away from the creature of the Shoe Lagoon. So this is an interesting room because it's an observation room, but there is nothing that gets us any closer to our collectible. Now, in the previous chapter, there was one, let's call it missable collectible, that you could get yourself soft logged out of But the thing is, that was because I tried to solve it maybe the wrong way. So let's see if there's anything in here. And I feel like the cart is a bit like that as well, that I'm trying to do it the wrong way, and that's why I can't return there. I mean, there could be a bottle down here, but we have a bottle somewhat close by. That's again something that makes me wonder where the other ones could be, because the three I found are far away from each other. And I have this theory that most collectibles in games are evenly spaced. Calm down, I'm not even running after you at this point. You cannot run from me forever! Okay, maybe you can. Come on! You see, this is what it's like finding followers for a streamer. But they can't run from me forever. I'll catch them and I'll give them a hug. It's not negotiable. Whoops! There you go. Now don't jump back, please. And also don't get stuck. Okay, that was adorable, but not what I wanted. Sorry. I was standing too close. Now, let's see. Coal. I don't see anything else in this machine but coal. Now let's see. Here we have this. Just coal, right? There we have this. I can't see what's there. Those pesky developers hid the collectibles rather well. Can get there in the background. And funny enough, if I come here, I can't grab the gnome. I'm not even sure if it's there physically. Yes, I did it! I grabbed them before they could get away from me. Now, what I want to try now... No. Actually, you two come with me. Before you get stuck on something. So here we have the three gnomes. And they can help us push this cart, in theory. Come on. Now that door, I know, leads nowhere, because on the other side we see that it's actually a tall room here. So this area feels like it has the one collectible, and that's it. And that collectible, let me show you. Whee! Ow, that was the wall. So that one collectible is right here. Oh, welcome in, Zeph. And welcome in, Raiders. How are you today and how was your stream? To those who might be new here, I am the Dreadist, a monster researching horror, and right now looking for Flotsam in the second DLC of Little Nightmares. Oh, you're playing RimWorld. Did anything interesting? Any crimes, perhaps? And there goes the brick. Or maybe there comes the brick? Seems like a crime. Yeah, breaking my window. There is a collectible, but I already got that. Crime? Yes, crime. Zev always does the crimes. Oh yes. No crimes if you make the law. Alright, in RimWorld you are making the rules. It's a dangerous world, I can tell you. What did I do? What didn't you do? No, that's cooking. Goodness. I tried on multiple occasions to join Zev's RimWorld colony. Sometimes as animals, sometimes as people, and most of the time I died. Well, I think I died pretty much every time. Name one. I don't know, but I'm sure there was a crime in there somewhere. Probably arson. That's the go-to. Child labor. That's one. You didn't die as a vampire. I didn't. So what happened to me? You died as a rat and a quail. Oh yes. True. Good times those were. Now I have to open this. Just didn't continue that colony. Is that because I survived for once? You couldn't let that slide, right? You had to do something. Nah, let's destroy a door. Me and my 3 little helpers on the way to destroy a door. Yay! Okay. If I was a bottle, where would I be? Where's the third gnome? Oh, there you are. Come on. Come on. Now we were here before. Is there any point to come up here now that we can? I don't see any reason to, honestly. Now they can get here. Let me think. Could you help me open that? No, I think the angle was slightly off. No, you cannot. Okay, where's the third? Always someone getting lost. Okay, come on. There you go. Now stay here while I lose my mind trying to figure out what the heck I missed. Nothing here that I can see. Actually, I don't even think I can return up there now that I push the cart. That goes all the way to the ceiling. There is no other platform. I was up there. There's nothing there. I've been here. There's that door, but that doesn't help us much. Where am I? Oh, right here. Okay. So I got up there, but there's nothing in the bag there as far as I can see. There is that collectible up there. And nothing here. Now, based on my logic, if the collectible is in this room, there's probably no collectible around it in this area. So these rooms, I would say, are less likely to contain a collectible. Here it's not so obvious anymore. Because here you just kind of run through, right? Do we see any cracks in the wall, in the floor, in the ceiling? I can't see anything. It's so bloody dark here. Here we just go down. Is there anything? I mean, there is a difference in the floor level. So there could be hidden. Something could be hidden. I can close the door. Momentarily, it seems. Can I push this back? Will it make any sense? Probably not. Yeah, I don't think I can really push it any further. And there's no point of pushing it here either. There are pipes up there, but nothing else. Don't worry, gnomes, I'm just losing my mind. Nothing that would concern you too much. Not much here. Not much here. Okay, I can come in here behind it. But then again, there's no point. Now here I jumped down on a number of occasions, but I never tried to go around. Is there a point? No, doesn't seem like it, but you can. Some platforming here. Nothing here. So this is the highest we can get, and you can see. Oh! Ouch! My poor neck. My poor knees. They switched places. That's not good. Okay. Now here I can't climb up. I could jump. Oh! Not like this. I could jump on the bucket here. You can fall down there. Not necessarily useful to do so, but you can. You see, it's a game that allows you to explore. Why the heck can you fall down there? It's so you can see all the work they put into the background. There's one. Are you kidding me? I was looking around and I was like, wait, what's that? But I didn't think it was a bottle. Wow. It was just chilling here. Goodness. Huh. No, why the heck you jumped down there? Well, I was trying to grab the rope. Okay, so we found one. Oh yeah, Dread, there is a bottle beneath the stairs. Did you notice that before? I mean, watching my stream. Or you remember it from the time you played it? Yes, you noticed. I mean, I went around it many times, but thank you for not telling me. I greatly appreciate it. I saw it, but wasn't sure. You see, you have good eyes. My eyes are rather old, just like I am. Nah. Grab onto this. So I was right, at least, about the distribution of collectibles. Alright. So there's one in the beginning, 2 on the left side, probably 2 on the right. So let's look for it. No, it is true that with these collectibles, it feels a bit trickier to find them. First of all, because unlike in the base game where you have the dolls, I would say porcelain dolls, looking a bit like the lady, here you have the bottles. Now, they are both dark in coloration, however, and that's important, the figurines are more distinct in shape, I would say, and I think they were placed in more obvious spots. You could spot them a bit easier. Here, the bottles are dark and they can blend into the shadows really easily. But again, I'm really happy that I found it, and that's the funny part of it. When you are trophy hunting and you have to look for collectibles later or sooner. So many games feature collectibles. Now, what's funny is sometimes you find collectibles because you just see them, notice them right away. Sometimes you figure out that a certain area, a certain place might hide something, like I've done so many times before. And sometimes you just literally fall over them and you notice, wait, what's the, oh, that's a collectible. And right now it was like that, because I was just going around and I saw something there, and so I thought, let's move this out of the way, maybe there's a hole in the wall behind it or something. And it's like, I could almost hear the developers saying, no, that is literally the collectible. You don't have to move it to find an area where the collectible is hidden. You are slightly overthinking this. That is the collectible. Just, it's okay. I would add just 2 collectibles and label them 2 and 3. Ooh, that's evil. I do believe one of the level designers at id Software said once about Commander Keen. It's a platformer game they created before Wolfenstein and Doom, I do believe. And it's a really old school kind of platformer game. It's fully in 2D, and you can sometimes see what's on the other side of a wall, like in such games. And there is one instance, I do believe, I never played the game itself, where you can see a lot of good items and power-ups hidden in a sort of cube just outside of the level. And I think the designer said we just put them there to annoy the players, because you cannot get to it. It's impossible. It's just there to make your blood boil. Oh, congratulations for reaching a 7-stream streak. You see, I'm in a kind of love-hate relationship with this situation, because the little head massage is nice. The booping of my nose is not so. But I think we should always focus on the positives. That's nice. Oh, hydrate. Yes, I should. But the thing is, I ran out of tea. Well, right here, that is. So I have to fetch some tea. And what I think I will do is I will look around here, and then I have a short break and fetch myself some tea. But for now, we have to wait for the tea. Sometimes you have to wait for the good things, like with the trophies and the collectibles. I have strawberry cheesecake tea. What? How do you put a strawberry cheesecake in a tea? I hope not literally. But that's nice. Now, this area is tricky. Not literally. Okay, that got me worried for a moment there. So, this area is tricky because you cannot go through it twice, as I learned. Now, so far, there was no collectible in an area that you couldn't return to, right? I mean, I even walked atop that staircase, and then I went back and I found the collectible. So, in theory, there shouldn't be a collectible here, but let's be careful here. German tea is funny. Also, stop spilling the tea. It's impolite. Now, here we have the janitor. And normally, I would assume once again that there is no collectible here. First of all, because it's pitch black. And I can't even climb up on those, even though they look positively climbable. And second of all, because, well, the janitor is here and we have to be hiding and all that. But that doesn't mean I won't look around. Schmoozer. Not spilling the tea wasn't a dare, you see. I feel like you want to get in trouble here. Hello there, Mr. Janitor. Now, don't mind me as I look around. Would those pesky developers put the collectibles somewhere here? Let me spill the tea or have Orso. I mean crime brulees. Look. I do not much care about who you set ablaze. Of course, with consent. Really important. But spilling tea is just rude. Okay, I'm not really sure what the heck I'm doing here. But apparently I'm walking on a tube. Anyone has any idea what I'm doing? Sorry, Mr. Janitor, I can't see from your head. It's rather big. No? We don't know. Okay. Okay. Okay, Mr. Janitor, you're doing wonderful there. Now let's see what we have here. Another shovel. There could be something on top of this. But once again, I can't go up there. Wow. Wow, look at you, what a rebel you are, spilling the tea. Well, I know whom I shouldn't trust with secrets. You are not only destroying my windows, but also knocking over my teacups. Now that is unacceptable. Okay, let's look around. I think I stepped on something. Not to worry about it. I'm breaking in to spill the tea. Choose cable. No! Leave my cables alone. Cables are only for the possum. Calm down, Mr. Janitor. I really can't see much, so it would be ever so lovely. I never climbed through here, but I don't see anything here, honestly. The possum is cool with it. Really. The possum said you are allowed. Well, you see, he's rather possessive with his cables, so that is rather odd. I might need to ask them about it. Oh, wait, what's that? That is a higher area. Zeph, are you trying to stop me with a puny pistol? Is that what's happening? It won't work. No. Good. Wise decision. That's just a distraction. Ooh, I see. Sneaky. I can't find anything here, but then again, wouldn't be the first time I missed something. No. Are you a bottle? No, I think I found some ground coffee. Anyone wants a coffee, maybe? Why I'm looking for my bottle? Can't pull myself up there. Okay. Come on. Open. Nothing here either. Not that I could return here, actually. I tried climbing up there, couldn't find anything. Anything in this hole? You see, if I see a hole, I just want to inspect it. Why can't I climb up? Okay, anything in here I'm not seeing? No. Okay, maybe something behind the chair? No. Let's open this. That's a bucket and a mop. Not a bottle. Not a bottle. If I see a hole, I want to inspect it. Yes, I do. You know, you can find a wide assortment of things inside of holes, many of which bring happiness. Okay, so now I'm in a bucket. Is that good? Not necessarily. I can't go up there. I can go up there. No, no, no. Okay. Now I have to use this light fixture to get across. Is there anything here? Okay. Goodness. That was close. I really don't think the collectible is here. Exactly because the janitor is here, if I could speak. But that's the other thing. The janitor is not physically here. However, you cannot return to this area once you leave. And so I would assume the collectible is not here. However, in most of the game, I mean, you can miss collectibles, and as you progress, you can't return to them. I disagree. Do you disagree because you saw a collectible, or just because you want to disagree? Now this is an interesting area, because there could be something here. Ah, thank you, Zeph, for the 5 bits and the little audience. Look at those. Graves just vibing, as the youths would say. That's private information, I see. Okay, now. Some creature told me there is one in this part of the level, janitor near. I see. But I think there is a collectible on this side of the map. Because I found 2 on one side and 2 on the other. So I feel like there is one on this side as well. I don't think the last one is in the exit area, because how this map is built up, there is an entrance area where I found one, and then you get to the furnace and you kind of have that as a hub, and from there you can go left and right. And my idea is, what if it's there actually? And my idea is that since I found one collectible on each side first, maybe there is one extra on each side, and that would mean one here as well. And I mean, I found one on the left. I don't see anything there, even though it could have been a really good hiding spot. Nothing here. It could be in the drawer, but it's not. I don't see anything here, just coal. More coal. For all the naughty kids out there, I'm assuming. I can't pull this out. I can't pull this out. Okay. Now normally you come here and that's it. That's where I came from. You can't go any further up. Whoops. There is that cable. Ouch. I don't think there would be one hidden amongst the fuses. Not that it will stop me from looking. Come on. Anything hidden here? Huh? No. Okay. That is mighty odd, if I can say so myself. And I'm not at all say so. Don't think I can reach that. I slept 20 hours this night. I don't think you can fit 20 hours into one night. But I am happy that you got plenty of rest. If you say so. No, I am not. You are. Okay. Let's look. Let's look. There's nothing here. This is an odd one because I can partially fit into it. But that's about it. I want to get there, even though I don't think there is anything there. There's a box, but that's it. Oh my goodness, schmoozer with 100 beating hearts. Ooh, added to the collection. Thank you so much. I can't grab onto the lamp either. I woke up because of a car alarm. Oh. Now that's not fun. Now let me think. I gifted the heart to another faction in a Rim world. Really? I'm sure they loved it. Would you move, please? I need to pass by. Mr. Janitor, thank you. Now, what didn't I check here? Because again, it's mildly concerning that I can't return here. What's this place actually? This would be an interesting place. That's a box. That's a box. This is an odd place. Underneath the stairs? Would you look at that? Underneath the stairs. Oh, those pesky developers. Is anybody out there? Wow, they really hit it well. Well, I'm watching on a phone screen. I don't see stuff. But I'm not surprised. It's really tiny, but it's right there. And I have to say, wow. I did not expect this, even though I mostly look underneath stairs, and I went up on these stairs many times. Apparently I'm just bad at noticing things underneath stairs. I mean, both of the collectibles were there. But I did suspect that the collectibles would be here. And uh-oh. And Schmoozer kind of confirmed that. So we got it. And now we run. Ow, 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 ow. And because I know he is coming, or he should be. Wow, you got a bit too close there, buddy. I wanted to give the old fuse to him, but he refused. And there we go, we got the last collectible here as well. Lovely, and I missed both of them on the first time I went around here again. But hey, we got it. And that is what matters. So. Now, after 2 hours of searching, let's see what we shall do. Now, originally, I wanted to have 3 different streams for the 3 chapters. And honestly, I'm not sure if I could go through the third chapter in 2 hours, especially with all the collectibles. I don't really think I could pull that off. So I think what I will do here, that I will take a short break and maybe go back to this Trained 2 for a bit, because as I said during my stream, I have a few ideas for where I could find the missing trophies or what I could do for them, and we can spend 2 hours looking around there, and the next week we can start the 3rd chapter of this expansion pass. Thank you for the lurk, Zeph. So what now? Yes, exactly, that's the question. But first, before I forget, let's look at something heartwarming. No, not my kin. Not this time. I am talking about the chapter statistics. 5 out of 5. Isn't that just beautiful? And actually we unlocked 2 additional concept art pieces. Not in the settings, in the extras. So let's see. What did we do? We saw this. Not this, I think. So this is once again the gnomes throwing the coal into the furnace, and based on the wiki page of Little Nightmares, this furnace is the one that fuels the engine of the Mo and enables it to move through the ocean. So that's rather nice. And it's interesting. I don't think it is ever explained, but the hideaway, even in its name, shows that it's a refuge to the gnomes. Even though it seems the janitor walks these halls as well, or at least parts of this area. But it is never explained why the gnomes actually work. Maybe they are only fueling the furnace so it warms them as a heating option, which would make sense because again the Mo is submerged in the cold ocean waters. Or maybe there is some kind of an agreement that they are spared if they take care of fueling the furnace. Who knows? But it is still an interesting part of the world of Little Nightmares. One more question added to the many. And we also got not this, but this one. The gnomes standing in front of a tiny furnace that we actually, a bit differently, but witness towards the end of this chapter. It's a moment of coziness, as I called it in my previous stream. But it's rather funny how I managed to find the 3 gnomes that unlock the monochrome sketches. And the 2 paintings are the ones that I missed, or rather the gnomes they are connected to, and we have another 5 in the last DLC. End of chapter 2. Yeah, the gnomes freaked me a bit out the first time I saw this. How come? They are all so nice and supportive, and isn't it cozy standing there in front of... Well, it's a furnace, but it's almost like a fireplace, that warm yellowish glow shining through the bars of the furnace, surrounded by the friendly gnomes, perhaps holding out their hands to warm themselves. I find that to be rather nice way of ending the chapter. The humanoid shadows. Humanoid shadows. Let me think. Well, indeed, the gnomes cast shadows, but why would that be unnerving? I mean, yes, they are wearing these cone-shaped hats, and their shadows are long because of it, but I don't think it's anything scary. Don't tell me you didn't saw the shadows of the gnomes. Let me check my VOD of it. Maybe I missed the detail. The shadows of the gnomes. Maybe I missed a detail? Are you implying that their shadows are different from their appearance? Could be. And if that's the case, I understand why. But I honestly not... or don't remember. Such a detail. Oh. Oh, I do see what you mean. But no, I don't think. I don't think I noticed that. But actually, you gave me a reason to go back and play a bit more, just so I can show that on stream. Indeed, I might have missed that tiny detail. Really clever from the developers. Like I said the first time. Well, I understand based on the story, but it is a subtle way of foreshadowing. During my own playthrough, I knew the lore. But I do know the lore to a certain degree. I don't know the explanations. Literally foreshadowing, yes. But I can see why they did that, and definitely for those who played it when the second chapter DLC just released and the third one wasn't available yet, I can definitely see how noticing that detail would have been really interesting. Again, I do overlook certain details, unfortunately, and I already know the big twist, so I might not look for these lore tidbits. But hey, let's quickly get to that part and show what Schmoozer means by the shadows of the gnomes. What about the break? It was postponed due to reasons. But I don't think playing through this area will take long, especially because there is no bottle to look for. Even though, yes, there was a bottle here. But since I finally found them all, how many did you find during your first playthrough? While I'm playing catch here. Oh, the other gnome actually helped me. Thank you. Now we move this. Bottles? Don't remember. Let me check. Well, did you go back and found them all, or gnomes? Please. No. Oh, a shame. It would be interesting to see what that gnome is drawing. Now. I have to say it is rather funny to me how I played this DLC before a long time ago. Again, it released many years ago. And I know for a fact that I collected all of the collectibles. But wow, did I forget where they are. Come on. You found 3. In total. And I guess the 2 I missed, you noticed on my stream. I mean, that shows that my stream quality, when it comes to the video, is rather good if you could see it, because I certainly couldn't. Oh goodness, no. I might have forgotten something. Sorry, guys. You wasn't looking for them and you found 3 of them. Right. Right. There goes my self-esteem when it comes to collectibles. Alright, gnomes. Would you stop walking around? Thank you. Okay, that's 1 gnome. 2 gnomes. And that's a 3 gnomes. The one by the coal cart. Yes, And in this room on the shelf for sure. So you pretty much notice the ones that I found, I would assume, because those are the most obvious, it seems. But then again, it's funny because I know for a fact if you are playing something and when you are watching someone play something, you notice different things because your focus is not on controlling the game, but on checking the entire image, so to speak. But hey, we found it, and that's what is important. I never said that I'm good at these collectible runs, but I'm stubborn enough to look for these lovely things. Come down. And as I said, many things in life are like trophies. You have to work for them a lot, but that is what makes it so fulfilling, like art. Exactly. And no, my little gnome followers, let's go. One has to stay behind, that's a rule. Okay, now let's keep count of you. So that's a one. Okay. 2, 3, 4. We're still missing one. Ah, you silly little thing. Come on. It's interesting that once you go through a certain line, it seems that they just jump out of your arms and they run to work. And because they get stuck here, if you try to hug them, they stop you, but because they get into a slightly different position, I guess, they can continue their way towards the furnace. Alright, here we go! Up and over. And yes, I did check. What happens if you get tossed into the furnace? And let's say no surprises. Hello there, little gnome. Ouch. Bacon. I mean, the runaway kid is rather skinny. I don't think there's much bacon on this kid. This is also interesting how you play, because I was looking around. Actually, I think I came to check here and the gnomes appeared. But if you just go straight to this suitcase and try to move it, it makes more sense that they come out and try to help you. And here is the part Schmoozer mentioned. And indeed, you can see that the gnomes' shadows are rather similar to the runaway kid's shadow, and they are not wearing the cone-shaped hats. Really, the ratio of their body and head is quite different. But I'm curious, what happens if I hug them? It looks much different here. And they almost look like they are mostly the same height as well. So yes, this is definitely foreshadowing to the origins of the gnomes in the mall. So thank you for bringing this detail to my attention, Schmoozer. Friend-shaped, definitely. They are very much friend-shaped. And this is the end of the chapter, actually. And you can see that we are atop the elevator that the lady is occupying right now. And maybe this is, perhaps, I'm not sure, the same elevator ride that we see as 6 right before the last chapter of the base game, or rather the beginning of the last chapter, I think. So that's nice. I definitely have to say that it is really nice. I noticed the way the base game and the DLC chapters are really nicely intertwined, and that is one part of this game that I greatly appreciate, because on multiple occasions you see Six and the runaway kid being on the same scene, even though they really cleverly made it. So, for example, when the janitor captures both of them, how they made sure to keep the original game intact was making the janitor take the runaway kid away before Six awakens. So it's a fun detail. And Dreadist friend-shaped too, rather pet-shaped. I don't know about that. I don't think so. I don't even think I'm rather friend-shaped, to be perfectly honest. But welcome in, Kira. First time checking and already booping my nose. Like we knew each other for a long time. But with that we are really done with Little Nightmares. And we can check our trophy progression. 100%, isn't that nice? 100, 100, 100, and 0. But not for long. The residence will be the last chapter we have to do to get 100% completion overall. And hopefully I will be able to do it in one stream. Who knows? I take the risk. Oh, you do? Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind taking a small bite of your finger. A little nibble. I'm sure you would taste nice. And actually you smell rather nice. But enough of my nose booping. Let's see. Don't forget, I'll bite back hard. Oh my. Are you threatening me with a good time? So we got a bronze trophy, a gold trophy, and a silver. And based on this, most people obviously finished the DLC, makes sense. And more people, slightly more people, 1%, figured out what the special unique trophy is to this DLC than people who figured out where the collectibles are. And honestly, it seems like that I am better at coming up with somewhat meaningful trophy ideas than finding the collectibles. But it's interesting, and really it shows how I think to a certain degree that I found the collectibles that are placed in their own little room or area, and I miss the ones that are hidden in plain sight, in areas where you have to go through just to complete the DLC, the story. And it's interesting that I have this mindset, maybe from the old Doom days, that a secret hides the collectible. But that's not the case. Not always. Sometimes they are right there in front of you, just hidden in the shadows. No biting the Dreadist. Don't be a killjoy. In that one sentence, I'm not even sure if Schmoozer sounds protective or slightly jealous. But I find it rather interesting how Kira's name is changing color in my chat. Not on my stream, interestingly, but in chat. And there you can see, there's your hidden collectible. I think this is one screenshot that I could safely post anywhere and say I found all of the collectibles, and no trophy hunter would be upset, because you get absolutely zero information from this. It's like, so right, that's pretty dark. And that's the bottle. We think, at least, that is the bottle. And it's in the middle of the screen. And that's it. And you can't even do this differently, because even if you have the flashlight out, which I think I did, when you pick up the bottle, it starts an animation, and the runaway kid puts away the flashlight, and you are surrounded in complete darkness. And this is what you end up with. Absolutely lovable. But hey, that is the runaway kid holding a bottle. And you can see the eye symbol on its label. I showed that in the game previously, but it's certainly easier to see it here. And that's right in front of some drawers. A dresser, maybe. I don't even think if this... let me think. Definitely not the first one, not the ones I found today, not atop the shelf. Because you can't move them. I don't think that you could push them around. And if you want to pick it up, which I think you can once you collect it, but then the cork won't be in it. So this is either the one collectible that you have to climb up on the drawer handles. I don't fully remember if there was a dresser behind there, or this is a unique image they made so you can actually see the collectible, and I could believe that. But hey, we got this one as well, and we are in theory at 80% overall. Is anybody out there? Now that is rather confusing, honestly, because trophy completion percentages on PlayStation not only take into consideration the number of trophies, but their rarity. Not the unlock rate. So not how many players actually unlock them, but their types. So bronze, silver, gold, and all those. I'm not sure if the percentage actually counted with the same ratios as their value, because in the PlayStation system their values work as a bronze being, let's call it 1 point. I'm not sure about the points exactly, but if a bronze is 1, then a silver is 2 and the gold is 6. I actually don't remember the platinum. I think that was changed sometime during the PlayStation 4 era. But I think the last one, yes, the last DLC has 3 trophies as well, and I'm overall at 80%. What? How is that possible? Not sure. But then again, let's not forget, Hard to the Core is a gold trophy, and I only have 3 gold trophies. 1 from each DLC and the Hard to the Core, and they are not at all similar in difficulty in my opinion, even though the unique trophies can be a bit tricky. I got really lucky that I got those ideas and I unlocked them. But yes, the base game has somewhat few, and it seems not as valuable trophies when it comes to their type. But we will be back with some Distrain 2 in a moment. Don't mind the color switch. Twitch colors are confusing. Oh, is that it? Well, I was wondering, because first it was greenish, and then it was orange, and then it was blood red. I almost thought there's some meaning to the change. Take your break, Auntie. I will in a moment if I can find my Be Right Back screen, because I do have one. I never use it, but I do have one.